Okay, today we're going to talk about recording a DVD using Windows. So what we will first want to do is we want to place the DVD in the drive, and it's going to give us a function called autoplay. Now this is using Windows Vista. What we want to do is we're going to see this autoplay function, and we're going to select using Windows. Burn files to disk using Windows. Select that. Now we get this option for prepare this blank disk, and it gives us the day. We can change that if we'd like. We're going to actually select show formatting options, and we can hide that as well if we'd like. Currently we're going to select show formatting options, and we're going to select mastered. Mastered gives us the ability to let the disk be able to be read on other computers and DVD, CD drives, and some DVD players as well. Okay, the live file system, which we did not select, allows you to add and erase files like a USB flash drive. Now that gives you the ability of using a DVD or CD like a backup system. Currently we're going to stick with the mastered system though at the moment. Okay, so we're going to select next. Now we're going to have this option open. What this is this is a folder containing an empty space. It's basically blank. And we're going to have the ability of moving and removing files from that particular folder. So we're going to select this new text document too. We're just going to drag it onto that particular folder, and we have this arrow here. Now what this arrow does is it tells us that this particular file is waiting to be written. Now what that means is that it hasn't actually been placed on the DVD yet. It's placing something on that particular folder, but it hasn't quite completed the task yet. Okay, so basically if we take and we put a file onto the folder, and we put hundreds of files onto that folder, and we'd like to remove some of them, we still have the option to do that before the actual disk is written. Okay, so what we want to do is, before we write to the disk, we want to know that we can remove these files. So say if we place a file on there, new text document 2, and we're not sure about writing that to that particular disk yet, we can actually delete that. Now it does not affect the actual file. Basically what happens when you place a file into that particular folder, when you're creating a disk, it creates a copy of that. So when we erase it, we're not actually erasing the original file, we're erasing the copy of that file. Okay, now to complete the burn, what we want to do is we want to place something onto the disk, and then we select burn to disk. Now this gives us the option, of course, it shows the disk title, which is today's date. We did not change the recording speed. Now the recording speed, it can be pretty important. What happens is when you record something with a DVD, CD drive, it records a certain speed. Well, that particular drive, to read that which was recorded, will also have to be the same speed. So if we take an 8x, like say we create this disk using 8x speed, and we try to play it on a player that only has the ability to read 4x CD speed DVDs, then it's not going to read it. It's not going to be able to move the drive fast enough to be able to read the information that's on that disk. So most DVD drives are going to be 8x. Some of the older drives are 4x. You want to be sure to make sure what kind of drive that you have for a DVD player or DVD burner, DVD player on your computer or computer that you're moving the DVD or CD to before you do that, or else it's going to be a trial and error thing. You're gonna place a disk in the drive and it might not work. It may not have anything to do with the CD or DVD. It may just have to do with the speed that it was burned. Okay. Now if you place hundreds of files onto that disk, what this is saying now is it's saying new files being written to the disk will replace any files already on the disk if they have the same name. So it means if you place hundreds of files on that folder, and one or two of the files with the same name, it's gonna basically remove the file one of the files that is the same name. So it's not going to create duplicates. Okay. Now say you want to let that burn, and you want to do something else while that is creating that disk. The option here, selection, close the wizard after the files have been written, means that if you're doing something else while you're creating the disk, you can actually go back to doing something else and let that create itself. After it's done creating itself, it'll close that particular program. And it'll also eject the DVD or CD that was written. Now, what you want to do, after you've completed creating a disk, you want to place the disk back in the drive and make sure that your computer is able to read it. That way you're verifying that you actually created that disk and there is information on there. Okay, we're not actually going to burn the DVD, but we just wanted to go through the options that you have while burning DVDs. If you have any other questions, we can go over some more tutorials depending on what your needs are in the future. That is the finish of the burning to disk using Windows.